Hi, today we're going to talk about harvesting macadamia nuts. The first thing you've got to do is get the nuts producing. So macadamias tend to like a lot of water. The biggest trees at the back of our place are the ones that get the most water. The first pest that's going to try and attack your macadamia nuts is black cockatoos. They come in when the nuts are
partly formed,
just growing. They can smash through to the sort of immature nut in the middle. It tastes a bit pea, like a pea, doesn't it?
and it's still a little bit sweet as well.
Yeah, a little bit sweet and quite wet.
And it's crisp and still a bit juicy. Yeah.
So the best way of getting rid of the black cockatoos is to not allow your trees to grow too big. I'm not sure what the correct height would be. We've got ours at the correct height at the moment. How many metres do you think that would be?
3.5, 4.
Oh, more than that.
You reckon it's bigger than
Yeah,
that? Well,
probably 5 metres.
The most important thing is that they can't hide at the top out of reach of the spray of the hose, because that's actually how we deal with them. They don't like to be wet. It doesn't hurt them. It's just a matter of actually threatening to water them. And they soon learn that if you spray the tree near them, that they're going to get wet. And so they will actually learn it's quite funny actually, because they land in the tree and then they look to see if we're going to come and hose them or not.
They actually wait for us to come out and hose them. Not that we've ever got them.
It's the funniest thing.
Yes. But the thing is, we did cut the height down a bit this year, and we found that there's really been only 3 cockatoos persistently try and come. The rest all just sort of thought, this is too close to the ground, too close to danger, we're not coming here anymore. And it's just 3 persistent ones that pop around every now and then and wait for us to come out.
Yeah, check to see what we do.
Okay, after you've successfully stopped the black cockatoos from eating all your nuts.
And it's only for a certain period, because once the outer shells get hard enough for the cockatoos not to be able to break through them, then you don't have to worry that much about them anymore.
No, well, we're at the stage now where the wind is starting to blow them off and we're not having to worry about the black cockatoos at all. The second pest that gets into your nuts is caterpillars, and they like to bury between the husk and the nut. So this is the husk and this is the nut, and probably won't be one in here. No, there hasn't been one in here, but they live between just in here, and they will sometimes burrow into the nut, ruining your nut. So what happens, first of all, the first ones to fall are the ones that have been attacked by these caterpillars. I'll see if I can find you one. Here's one. Can you see this little hole? So a caterpillar has actually buried into that nut, and that will be no good. After the ones with caterpillars start falling, you can see here, you can see the tracks where the caterpillar has been. It hasn't managed to get into the actual nut, so that's a good one. The second thing, after, it's always best to pick the nuts as much as possible, because you can open them up and actually kill the caterpillars inside them. So you can see this one, the caterpillar has definitely gone up in there. So we'll see if we can find one in here. No, there's a hole, he's gone inside. So what happens is, once they go inside, they will pupate and then exit, and it's the end of your nut, and you're going to have more pests next year. Yeah, see, that one goes all the way in, so that's no good. So it's a bit tricky. Anyway, after all the ones that have been eaten by caterpillars have finished falling, we'll see if we can find you a caterpillar. You can see this. There you go, look at that.
And you can see it's all discoloured. on the inside there where it's
So
been.
the way we deal with the caterpillars is we squash them, because that means no moth and less caterpillars next year. This is a good shell. It's tried to get in here and been unsuccessful, so that'll be a good one. After the ones that have been attacked by caterpillars finish falling, you'll get good ones falling, and then you'll have lots and lots of good ones like this just falling out and being able to be collected. So
You need to be a bit careful when you're collecting them as well, because once the caterpillars have got into them, sometimes the ants come and
yeah,
hunt
so
them,
you don't
and
want to
so you
store
wanna
them in
be
the
really
house.
Careful and don't stare. Yeah, because I think you can probably see there's some ants crawling all
Otherwise
over
you'll
these
have
ones
ants
now.
everywhere.
Yeah, so you have to be a bit careful with that.
Okay, this is our little macadamia cracker, because if you're going to grow a lot of macadamias, you can't go whacking them with a hammer. You'll end up with broken fingers and not much else. If you want to know what it is, there you go. These aren't made anymore, but they're fairly simple. It's just a lever which pulls a wood over and cracks it. You can crack quite a few nuts very, very quickly with this machine. It's actually really good. And there you have the nut.
The kernel.
I have to break that up a bit more to get the rest of it out. It's still a little bit wet. Normally what we do is we take the husks off them and then let them dry in the sun. This one's still a bit green, a bit wet.
It's still sticking to the
Yeah,
shell, isn't it?
It's not going to
quite
be.
ready yet.
It's not. Yeah. So the thing is that we usually take the husks off so that we can kill the caterpillars, and then essentially just dry them in the sun. So yeah, I'm not going to crack any more because it's kind of a waste. But I will eat them. Yeah. So the macadamias are best roasted. Put them in your air fryer and give them a big roast up. All the husks and the shells, great for your garden. Your garden will love them. The husks break down first, and then the shells break down long term. Brilliant. So that's all there is to know about macadamia nuts.
Except that they're absolutely delicious and we love eating them.
Yeah.